Okay, start. A very good evening to you all. First of all, we hope you are all safe and healthy in the face of the pandemic. And thank you all for participating in this online session with us despite the difficulties. I'm Dinil Dasanayaka, representing the Rotaract Club of Badulla. Today we conduct the second phase of the project Step Up. The theme for today's guidance session is Buzz in a Future, where we will discuss about CV making and interview preparation. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our guest speaker for this session, Mr. C.J.P. Kulatilaka, lecturer, Uvavallasa University. Mr. Jagat Kulatilaka is a media scholar and practitioner passionate in the fields of marketing communication and mass media and is a faculty member at the Faculty of Management, Uvavallasa University. He is a royalist from the Royal College Millennium Group and has obtained his bachelor's degree in communication studies with the first class from the Trincomalee campus of the Eastern University of Sri Lanka. He has a master's degree in drama and theatre from University of Kelaniya and National Diploma in Television Production Technology from National Institute of Technical Education of Sri Lanka. He has obtained his third degree from Sri Pali campus of the University of Colombo, mastering in mass media. He has 8 years of experience in the media industry as a freelance journalist, multimedia officer, program producer, cinematographer, graphic designer, non-linear video editor, program manager, and creative director, and another 8 year experience as a lecturer. So hope you'll gain much knowledge and enjoy the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a nice introduction, and I warmly welcome you all to the session. This is titled as Boss in the Future. This session is organized by Rotaract Club of Badulla. So I hope everyone can hear me clear, and this session will continue. Now it's 4:10 p.m. and hope we can go up to 5:30 p.m. That's mean 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I'll share screen with you to start the session, and hope you can see the screen. Ishini, can you give me a feedback whether you can see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Right,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, all good.
Good. So again, I can see that few participants are joining still. So time to time I will admit you, and who joined just now, I again warmly welcome you to the session. Right. So without taking much time, we'll move into the session. So today Rotaract Club has thought that it's good to conduct this type of Zoom meetup, since we are in a kind of sense we are locked down in houses, and everyone are scattered in the island here and there. So it's really good we engage in studies like this and discussions like this. So today's title is Boss in the Future. I repeat again. Right, let's move to today's agenda, and so we have 4 parts here for the today's session. One is we need to find out, do you want to be a boss exactly? That's the first question. So it's a nice question to ask, because whether to find out whether you exactly need to be a boss or an employee or an entrepreneur. So at the first session, next 15 minutes, we are going to find out what should be our purpose in relate to that. Then the second session will be how to write a curriculum vitae or CV. Hereafter we call it a CV. Then the third session will be how to face an interview. So these two, writing CVs and facing an interview will be the 2 important sessions of this Zoom meetup. Then finally we would like to share some tips for the interviews and some do's and don'ts of interviews, and finally we'll try to have 15 minutes question and answering session also. Right, then I'll start this session with a saying that work until you no longer need to introduce yourself. I'll repeat it again. We need to work until no longer need to introduce yourself. So there, in that sense, I am not going to introduce myself. We had a nice introduction also. Then I'll move into the first part of the presentation. So it's all about how to be a successful employee in future. So we assume that you all are undergraduates, and maybe you are in third year, or maybe now you may be in the final year. That means you have only 1 or 2 years to go to join the industry. And everyone, I think, hope that to join the industry soon after the graduation. And maybe also there may be participants here who already engage in working. Maybe you are doing a part-time job, or maybe you have done a job earlier, so something like that. So who have work experience. Anyhow, generally everyone wants to be a really good employee. That is our aim. So today we'll try to find out how we can achieve this dream, right? So you can see that now you can think back and think about your past 5 years back. Where were you exactly? So in 2015, if we go back to 2015, you were in the school doing O levels, and maybe below that, so maybe preparing for the O level, or some may be in A levels. So by 2019, if we skip 4 years, then exactly you are in university or doing studies. Now by 2020, the current year, now I am going to raise a question from you all. Where are you going? You need to think about this question. If someone asks this question from you now, today, where are you going? Where are you headed to? It gives a kind of idea that we are asking about your aim. So I'll ask this question from you. Do you have a clear idea that where are you going? So maybe if only few have. Some may have already developed, or you already have kind of a dream job in your mind. Maybe you already target one industry, particular industry. Maybe you already have one target job, right? Then next question is, are you really in that path, and are you ready to take that journey? If you are really in that path, and if you are really ready to start your walking in that career path, then I think it's good to think about interviews and CV. Otherwise, my simple input here is learning about interviews and CV writing is not a one week job. So let's say simply like this. Next week you need to face an interview, and then you are going to ready within 1 week. Can you do it? I think it's not possible. If you let's say you don't have a CV at the moment in your hand, then a company calls you for an interview. Then you take 1 day and you are going to prepare your curriculum vitae, CV. Again, you will find that many difficulties are there in writing your CV, because to face an interview, to prepare a CV, you need to think years and years before. So that's why this session is good for you, and we'll discuss today how after next couple of years how you can face your interview, and also how you can prepare your CV from today onwards. Right, you can see in this slide the world of work, and in the world of work there are different people. Now even in this pandemic situation, we are discussing how people can engage in work now. So you all may not have work experience, but you may have a kind of simple picture about world of work. So simply I would say your campus life is totally different from world of work. In your university you really enjoy. You have, I think, lot of works. Some days you have less works, and there are enough time to play, and there are all our friends, I think, and there are sometimes you argue with people, but you all have one goal, and you study, and you do presentations, you do laboratory works, you do mini projects. So it's not like the things in the world of work is not like in campus life. When you join the industry, you have to work hard, and you don't have this much of freedom to work, and you get orders daily, and you have targets, and company have its own objectives and their own set of deadlines, and you have to fulfill all these stuff. And at the end, what you are getting back when you start working, you are getting a salary into your hand. Then maybe you also thinking about what amount of salary you will get back. So that also we need to have a kind of prior idea. Right, let's move into the next slide. So one good thing before discussing about interviews or CV preparation, it's really good to have a kind of dream job. So my question is, how many of you ready for the future job now? How many of you have a dream job in your mind? So one to one this dream may differ, and but in reality we have a different dream, and we end up with something else. That's what happened. Even in my case, that is what happened. I never supposed to be a lecturer, and but still it's really good to have a dream relevant to your future job. So what I'm saying here is, everyone have a really wonderful potential. So try to unleash that potential. For that's what you are really doing now. You are grabbing your knowledge, you are getting really wonderful education here, and also try to express your ideas. Try to be a really good communicator. If you start expressing your ideas today, then you will not feel much nervous in your first job interview. Also try to develop your skills. So writing a CV, facing an interview is only two different things. And what you really need to do is, you need to develop your soft skills. And there are many we will discuss in next slides. Also try to be a hard worker. Now for many days you are locked in houses. Then ගෙවල් වල හිර වෙලා ගොඩක් දවස් නේ. Maybe you feel lazy, you feel you are not ready to come back to university and start work again. You are used to do many other things, watching movies, listening to music all day, and doing various stuff, typing in the Facebook for hours and hours, watching cartoons, Robin Hood, everything. So converting this setup into work again, you need some fuel, right? And when you join the industry, it's really going to be really different. It's not like in university you need to work hard. If you cannot work hard, please don't join the industry. Right, let's move. So let's move into interview, since it is our today's one of the main topic. Interview, now what we are doing here is also kind of interview. These are a large session. Now we have 41 participants, I think. Then still it's human. That's mean we are human beings have gathered here. Even IT professionals, and there may be who study management, agriculture, who belong to different fields, but still we are humans, right? And now yesterday at the testing also I said that it's really boring to talk to this device. I can't see you. All I think have switch off their videos, and only few have put their picture. Many are wearing blazers, and girls already they have a black stray. So but only factor I have here is I know that you are listening. Maybe you have someone have put the post and he has ran away, but anyhow I think this is still human because we are talking each other. I am talking here and you are listening here. But when it comes to interview, mostly we find that we get face-to-face interview. It's face-to-face, right? And also we know that there are online interviews, but we need to think about under this situation. And interviews are really unique but subjective. Reason is, most of the cases interviews will depend on the interviewer, and it's a critical problem in Sri Lanka. Who do the interview has sole authority maybe to select. That's why we call it subjective. If he or she prefers someone, he will select maybe without thinking about educational background. But we are thinking that we have fair interviews. But again, in reality, interviews are not fair. Because it's a challenge for you, and also you have to show your colors there to get you selected. And interviews are really informative. That means we are seeking information about people. Maybe you ask something about the organization you are looking for, and also from the company side they are asking a lot of questions about you, and you share your information. And finally it's all about communication. We share ideas, and we try to negotiate when it comes to salary, maybe when it comes to position you are looking for. So it's communication. So before we wrap up this introductory session, what I insist here is try to develop your network. So this is what we are doing here also. We are doing networking here online, and try to connect with people in the industry starting from today. It's really good because if you have that kind of network with the industry, when you know people who work in the industry, you get their ideas. Then you know how they work, what they are doing these days, and what kind of crisis the industry has now. And you can think about whether they are going to recruit more people, or are they going to sack people from their companies, right? So try to develop that network. One easy way is try to get connected with your seniors and your friends who already work in the industry. And don't hurry up. Take your time. You have free time now. Take your time and think, where are you going now? What is your aim? What kind of dream job you have? What is your target job? Also try to listen to people who are working in this industry, as I said. Also try to watch. There are many things available online now. And from television, from other sort of mass media, you can watch how things are happening in the industry. For example, you can, if you have a dream company, you can go to that website and you can see their updates. They have profile videos, and time to time they update their social media platforms, and you can watch and see what kind of things happening in the industry. Also try to talk to people who already work here. Then you can get a kind of picture about industry you are targeting, and also a kind of job you are willing to have. Otherwise you have a title in your mind. I want to be accountant. Many students say, management students, but you don't know as an accountant how much workload you have. Now for instance, management students say they love to join banking. But when you talk to people in the banks who are already working, they are saying that banks, it's really hard work. We have to work up to 7 o'clock. So they say like that, right? So try to understand your industry and also try to search your industry. Then as I said earlier also, having in online platforms and many in other mass media platforms, you can get many information. What I'm saying simply is be updated about your industry. So because information is now at your fingertip, using all your devices, laptops and iPads, even Android devices, very quickly you can get all this information. Then only we can develop kind of idea. One day you can be the boss. So I created this graph here. One thing, you need to create something using your existing knowledge. You need to convert into an application. You can synthesize things, your knowledge, into practice. Then you can come up with novel ideas, and you can create new knowledge to the scientific community and also to the world of work. Also, you need to locate yourself. That is really important. In which industry I am going to locate? In which industry? And that will give you a clear aim about your future endeavors. And the next one is you need to update yourself. So we are talking here, we engage today in a Zoom conference, and we use a lot of technology here, and you need to update yourself every time. This is a very simple work, Zoom conference. This was there many years ago. Now only we are using this one, right? Now only people know that there is something called Zoom. And also there are similar platforms available, and we were not using them for a long time, right? So that's why I'm saying emerging technology is there, industry trends are there, and also a lot of changes take place in the world. So you need to update yourself, and then you need to mandate. That means you need to get this chance. You need to get this opportunity, and you should be authorized by someone in the industry. You are the one to do this task. That's the mandate you are getting. That means you are getting a job. And finally, you need to validate yourself. That means you need to prove yourself, I can do this. I'm the one who can do this job, who can take this task in a really good way rather than others. That's how you can get selected through the interview. If you have this setup, if you are ready to do this, then I think you can think about the interview. And before we move into interview slide, and you need to have an idea also about how much money you need to get by serving the industry after getting a job. When you step into interview, they will ask how much salary you want. One of the hardest questions raised at the interviews. ඔබතුමා පඩිය කොච්චර බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවද? So what will be your answer to this question? මහත්තයා කැමති ගාණක් දෙන්න. Is that your answer? You can give me anything you wish. I'm saying here today, my dear students, you need to have an exact number. What is my target after first year of your industry? So I am saying here $500. $500 is somewhat around 100,000 rupees. Let's say when you join the industry, dollar will be 200 rupees if you are going to import more and more. Then let's say you start with 100,000 rupees. Then after 5 years, are you going to have the same amount? After 10 years? So I am suggesting you, after 5 years you need to double your salary. Then after 10 years, 5 times of your salary you can multiply, right? So having that understanding, I would like to say world is really ready to hire you, because world of work every time seeking young individuals who are really capable of doing work in a smarter way. I repeat it again, world of work is really ready to hire you because they really like young individuals who are passionate in working, who work smart, and who can take kind of challenging tasks and who can bring solution to the whole industry matters, who can provide business solutions. So if you are a good listener, if you are an energetic team player, if they can trust you, if you are really dynamic, and if you are knowledgeable enough, the world is ready to hire you. There is no problem about finding a job. Is the gender matters for this question? Finding a job? Are ladies have woman type jobs? Or some kind of jobs are only suitable for men? Let's say you need to work in night shift, then ladies, they don't prefer it. Modern world, they don't have this problem. So now, for example, if you engage things in online, time even doesn't matter, right? And gender is not a matter. Even in Sri Lankan data, we have nearly 50% of for women in our labor force. No problem of that. So, and also we can clearly see that women, they are securing higher position in the industry. So it doesn't matter whether you are a boy or a girl, so job is available for you. So to wind up this introduction session, I think now you have a kind of clear idea about what we are talking about. To get ready for the industry, to face the interview, and also we need to write a CV. Then what we need to do is we need to have a clear picture about the industry you are targeting. So final word is, think like a boss from today. If you want to be a boss, you need to think like a boss, and you need to act like a boss from today onwards. Then be the boss. Right. So that's the introduction part. Thank you very much. Now I think you should start working then. Then we'll move into the second presentation, which is you are eagerly waiting, I think. The second presentation would be how to write curriculum vitae or CV. I will share the screen. Right. So this part will in this session we will discuss how to write a CV. This would be a guideline for CV preparation. So in this agenda we will try to understand what is exactly a CV means or resume, and what are the difference between these two. Then what are the basic CV types, and then we will discuss about CV content, what CV need to include, and we'll try to prepare a CV today as a practical where you can practice it later maybe. So let's move into CV directly. What is CV and resume? Are they two different things? Now we'll try to search online something. We'll search job opportunities in job vacancies in Sri Lanka, let's say. Then you can see there are many jobs available, right? Then we'll go to top jobs. Oh my god, there are many job opportunities, you can see, right? And also you can select your particular industry here. It's wonderful, see? Who says there are no jobs for you? Now I'll select banking and insurance here, since I am from a management faculty. Then you can see the available jobs. You can see that they are updated ones, right? June 5, 2020. Right, we'll select one, and there are many job opportunities. Executive Recovery Officer, Branch Manager from Siapata Finance PLC. Shall we go to that one? Yes, it's from C. Now this one. Let your career bloom with Siapata Finance. And they are saying your responsibilities, experience and qualification they are looking for, and they say remuneration package is negotiable. As I said, you need to bargain here. And what they are saying, if you are confident that you can meet the above requirements, they are saying please apply via directapply.com. Apply within 7 days of this advertisement. Right, so it's online application, right? So now you can understand there are things working online. And also we'll see another one. There is National Development Bank PLC. Let's see that one, what they are saying. They are asking team leader in corporate banking, right? I'll skip down, and you can see the job description is there. And they are clearly saying that person they are looking for possess a bachelor degree in the field of banking finance. Now let's say you all going to have a degree, then no need to worry, right? Then my question is, if hundreds graduates walking into this interview all have the same degree in banking, finance, commerce or accountancy, then how can they select 1 out of this 100. That's why they are asking possess over 10 years of banking experience for this job. Let's say everyone have 10 years of experience. Then how they can select 1 out of this 100? They are asking again possess strong leadership skills to manage and develop staff. Out of this 100, will be there 100 leaders? That's going to be a question. That's going to be a challenge. And also they are asking excellence in planning, organizing, relationship management, negotiation, influencing skills, and people management skills. Do you have all these stuff? Are you going to develop them when you join the industry? That's not possible. That's what I am saying. You need to start working now. A team player with excellent communication skills. Do you have these things now? Again, right? The position is at senior manager level, and they also ask you to apply online, right? So what I trying to point out here is when you are looking for a job, when you search in jobs online, maybe you just read Sunday Times or Sunday Observer looking for jobs in future, then what you are getting is you see that lot of job opportunities are there, and they are asking at the end you need to send a resume, or maybe you need to send a CV. So what is this? Which one you exactly need to send? CV or resume? So let's find out difference between CV and resume. So there is a difference in Europe and also in America. In Europe, these two are exactly the same, but in American setup, they have this difference. But for our basic understanding, I would say CV is credential based and resume is competency based. To make it more clear, CV means it's a comprehensive document of your work experience, your education, and your all the other extracurricular activities you have, and also the skill cluster you possess. But resume means you are targeting a specific job and you make your CV. We called it resume, right? We called to make it again clear, CV is really comprehensive, and in that sense CV should be a lengthy one. Let's say 4 pages of CV. Resume, it can be mostly maximum number of pages will be 2 pages, and simply it can be 1 page document, because you are targeting that specific job only and you are showing in the resume only the relevant skills for that target job, and only the notable achievements, and only the relevant work experience in the resume, right? But in CV you show that all your experience, all your education qualification, all your certificates, credentials, your research experience, professional affiliation you have with professional bodies, and the membership you have, and the awards you have achieved, and your sports and other extracurricular activities, and even your hobbies, and also your personal information. So that's what CV means, right? Are you clear now? CV is a lengthy one, comprehensive one. Resume is a short one, and it's competency based. It's only showing your competencies, but CV shows everything of your achievements. So also CV is a selling tool. That is what is really important here. It's going to sell your competencies. It's going to sell your potential, because in the marketplace, in the industry, you need to market yourself. At the interview you will meet lot of people sitting next to you, who have the same qualification, maybe higher qualification than you, right? Then you need to sell yourself. Simply අපිට අපිව විකුණන්න වෙන. You have to market yourself. So CV is that selling document, right? If let's say you are selling a vehicle, then that's the book of that vehicle. අපි කියන්නේ වාහනේ පොත කියලා. So looking at the that document, you can see the model, manufacturer year, and all the performance that vehicle have. Similarly, looking at the curriculum vitae or the CV, the company can get an idea what sort of person is this, who is she. They can understand looking at your CV, right? Because it's going to outline your skills and experience. It outline everything very clearly. What are the skills you have and what are the experience you have, right? So it's a nice opportunity to present yourself in the best possible light, right? It's a really good opportunity because you can say everything in 1 or 2, maximum 3 or 4 papers about your life. Education for 13 years you had. University education for 4 years you had. Everything you can share with them, right? So next question is how to present myself in CV, right? අපි දැන් දැනගන්න ඕනේ මේ CV එකට අපි කොහොමද දේවල් ඇතුළත් කරන්නේ. How to present myself. You are going to do a presentation via the document, right? So for that you need to highlight your experience. You need to find out what are the experiences, best experiences you had, and what you need to highlight there. And you need to show your personal attributes and achievements. From the beginning, you may have many achievements throughout your life. So that's mean at the kindergarten level you have certificates, right? Meter 50 දුවලා දෙහිගෙඩිය හැන්ද තියාගෙන ගිහිල්ලා ගමේ රේස් එක. Are you going to put all this stuff into CV? And achievements in the sense you have many sports certificates. Meter 100, 200, 800, 100, 5,000, road race, everything. Are you going to put everything into your CV? So you need to find out best achievements and show your education and related training. Are you going to put now? I have seen students when I have done a lot of interviews. And I have seen participants are showing now when university students are coming, they show that in their CV they are saying that we have undergone leadership training which you got from that military training earlier university students had. That's good, nice, but that's the only training they had. So what I'm insisting here is you need to get trained in different courses. Then only you can put good things into your CV. When you see opportunities for training, try to grab them. And make yourself attractive, interesting, and worth considering. So, right? So, others are very simple. You need to make your CV short and easy, not a very lengthy one. Some research are saying, my dear students, company heads like CEOs, HR directors, and especially these CV and resumes are addressed to HR manager, HR director. Do you really think that they will read all this stuff? Some research says average time they spend on a CV is 6 seconds. තප්පර 6යි මේ CV එක බලන්න. Then yesterday when we planned this session, we already gathered some questions from students who today participate. There was one question: do we need to include a picture? අපි photo එකක් දාන්න ඕනද අපේ CV එකට? Then maybe at that time of 6 seconds, the HR manager looking at your CV, maybe your picture has a good chance. Because let's say you are applying for that marketing manager position or IT, let's say IT profession, whatever. Let's say system administrator. There are 100 applications, and what they are going to do next is they are going to shortlist them. Shortlist means they are going to put good into one side, and the application where they can easily reject into another side. Let's say to the dustbin, right? To get selected into that shortlisted list within 6 seconds, your CV should play well. Can you get that point, right? So in that sense, yes, your photo will play a good role there. Then try to have a nice photo of you, right? So also do not oversell yourself. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිව වැඩියෙන් විකුණන්න, don't try to do that, right? So don't put a extraordinary attractive photo there, right? So you can get my point, right? Let's move into types of CV. Now there are many types. You can set these things in online, but for the understanding, I would say there are 3 types. One is chronological. That's what we are going to today discuss. Chronological means now depend on the time period, let's say timeline, we can input our achievements into the CV. Now let's say you start your education from 2005, then up to 2020, there are 15 years. Then in chronological order you can add from the 2020, and you are going reverse. 2020 what you did, then 2018, then 2016, 2014, like that. Also in the other way, in the normal way, to the school education you started, then you join the university, then after university which company you work, like that. That's the order, year wise. That's chronological order, right? Everything based on then the chronological order, right? Not the work experience and the education qualification. Everything in chronological order. Also there are CVs skill based. That means that CV is specifically designed on skills. That also a different type of CV. And also some CVs, as I said, something like resume, they are sent not based on any advertisement. They are generally designed. We are not targeting one advertisement, and we are not adjusting the CV. This is what many students have. They have one let's say bio data. They have one bio data, and they are sending the same document to everyone, and they never change it because they also not changing. They are not adding any colors into their life. That means they are not updating themselves in the education. They are not following higher education. They are not doing any other professional courses, or they are not developing their extracurricular activities. So that's mean they have one bio data. That's a speculative one. Whatever interview, they send the same thing. So out of these 3, what we today going to discuss is a chronological one, a time based one, right? So next question is what are the elements are appropriate for a CV? මොනවද අපි CV එකට දාන්න ඕන? As the biggest question, photo. Yes, we need a good photo and a profile, and we need to include education qualification and the work history if you have, then the skills, all the skills you have, and list of publication. If you publish in reputed journals and in symposia, you need to put them, and the referees to get to know about yourself. And also they are sometimes asking their hobbies, your hobbies and interest, and maybe family personal details like number of children, whether you are married or not. It depends on the company. Some are asking and some are not asking most of the time. Anyhow, we will look for a general CV. And generally you need to think about what you really demand from the industry, what sort of salary you want. Then according to that you need to prepare yourself, because you need to bargain yourself. Then put your knowledge and working experience into that, then your skills and competencies, and then finally a kind of outline about your personality. Right. Then how to start writing a CV? How we can do this? First thing you need to do is evaluate yourself, your skills. Then ask a personal question from yourself. What do I have to offer? What am I selling? So list down your technical knowledge. If you have IT knowledge, if you have any mechanical knowledge, if you have managerial skills, if you know languages other than your mother tongue, let's say English, and maybe you know Japanese, German, French or whatever, and also personal strength and interest, everything you need to evaluate yourself. So then you need to write down your strengths and interest in a paper. Now I'll give you one example here. Some people put into their CVs, they have many work experience in many companies, but not for a longer time in any company. හැම company එකම සහාය වැඩ කරලා තියෙන ගොඩක් company වල. In many companies, yes, experience. Then will that company would like to hire people like that, because they know that if we hire this person, if we recruit this person, he is going to again switch their job. Some people have this habit. සමහර අයට එක තැනක ගොඩක් කල් ඉන්න බෑ. And then they will look, when you put these things into CV, then when they shortlist, there is a tendency to put you away, right? But it's really good if you have part qualification, let's say in chartered accountancy or CIMA or AAT, if you are a chartered biologist, chartered chemistry or whatever, and other professional experience plus some work experience, then they are really good to really suit for your CV. And this is the sequence how we can put what are the headings. මාතෘකාවල් විදිහට අපිට දානවා නම්, like essay you are writing, then your objective, personal information, work, then education, personal interest. There may be few changes. You can put education first, then the work experience. What sort of personal information you need to put into your CV? One thing, your age. Second, nationality, your address. Then telephone number, your email, and also social media accounts. Now, one question we got from participant is, do we need to put our social media accounts into our CV, like Facebook, Twitter? Let's say professionally LinkedIn, do we need? Yes, exactly, we need your LinkedIn account. Then we can easily trace you. We can find that what is the network you have and what are you doing in the industry. And also you should avoid these things. Mostly you are not required to put your age there. Also your ethnic identity, your political affiliation, and your religious preference, your place of birth, your height, weight, health. If you are not applying for modeling, then you don't need to put your height, weight, and your health conditions, right? But there are exceptions to some of these items. Going back, before I forget this one, students asking that do we need to give this social media accounts. අපි අපේ social media accounts වල let's say Facebook, Instagram or let's say YouTube channels we have, do we need to give this information to the employer? Let's say you are not giving them, you are not revealing them, but employer or the interviewer can very easily, looking at your name, right, this is Samita Bandara, then they will type Samita Bandara in Facebook, then they will try to find you. Then they will type in LinkedIn Charutha Dayaratna, then they will trace you very easily. Then they will look at you. That's why I am saying here, try to have nice social media platforms also. Not the platform itself, but the account itself a good one. ඒ කියන්නේ සරලවම කියනවා නම් තමන්ගේ තියෙන Facebook එක, LinkedIn, maybe Instagram, try to have kind of a professional looking one, right? Because you can go back and you can change everything after another couple of years, right? So try to develop, try to have a kind of professional way. I'll tell you one example from our university. Now, for one professional work, when we developing a Facebook group in our university, then I was the admin there in that particular group. Then I get requests from our students. Then there were many students who were already graduated and who were already in the industry, right? So then what I did was, looking at their job profiles, I was doing, I did accept them. Then also meanwhile I noticed that there are undergraduates also requesting to get join into that particular Facebook group. Then in undergraduates I cannot find their job roles, right? But there I find one significant one which belongs to a girl. ගෑන්ළමගේ තිබුණ account එකක්, ඒකේ දැන් අපේ Facebook එකේ දාන්න තියෙනවානේ වගේ job එක. එතකොට that girl has put in that column මොන job දාන්නේ මන් තාම චූටිනේ. So this is how we are using social media, right? So try to have professional ones. So we'll skip few slides. I think you have now clear idea. You need to put your education. I will show you one example from me because that's what I really know. Now this is how I put my education qualification into CV in chronological order. You can see from 2007 to 2018 I have put, right? So I earned my first degree in 2008, but before that I got this video production technology certificate. And other 2 degrees I have put in sequential order 2011 and 2018. This is how I place my 3 degrees, right? Then also training courses also in a similar way. 2007 one first, so 2008 one second. And if you arrange it, when you do it, you can take a piece of paper and you can draw a timeline like this. This is what I did. In 2000 I passed out from my college, I mean from school in 2000. Then ගණන් හදලා බලන්න එපා මට කොච්චර වයසද කියලා. Then in 2003 I joined the university. Then this is why I am showing this. 2003 I was in the first year. Then 2004 I start my first job when I was in second year. That's why I am saying again to you, start your career when you are, even when you are an undergraduate. Start something in your own. So we did 16 years ago. We had our own company when we were in when we were in second year. So 2008 I joined the industry, again to the media industry. Then 2009 I was the program manager, and 2010 I had a creative director post. In 2011 I joined the industry. Up to date I am working there. So working order, work experience, you can have reverse chronological order or normal chronological order. So include relevant experience and all the results. If you get any grants or awards, so you can include them. So this is my working experience in chronological order from 2004 to 2020. I have put. Uh, so then try to figure out how you need to. So this chronological order is really a planned method where we put them in a sequential way in our CVs. So here I am sharing with you some word describing responsibilities. So I will share this PowerPoint, then you can use these words when you prepare your CV. Also then next one is, now we put education, then work experience, then the skills. So these are very important: languages, proficiency or fluency you have in mother tongue and other secondary languages, and also the specific skills you have, like you operating technical equipments and other techniques you know, computer programming knowledge you have, technology you know, and other technical skills. So when you describe those things also, you can add this type of words. You are a creative, you are an efficient worker, you are a systematic, you are a hard worker, you are well versed one in English, then willing to take initiative, you can start something new, like to work in one place and enjoy challenging experience. Those wordings you need to, those are the icing to your cake. And finally, you need to add interests and activities which are optional sometimes, but it's better when you need to put according to that particular target job. You need to include your extracurricular activities and sport activities and whatever. So in summarizing the preparation CV session, what you need to do is try to do a brief one. If it is a resume, it's 2 pages maximum ideal, but CV it may be a lengthy one depending on your achievements. So also prepare or adjust CVs for individual companies. Don't send the same CV to each and every company you are applying. Try to change it. හැම company එකටම photocopy ගහලා එකම තමන්ගේ CV එක යවන්න එපා. You need to change it according to their requirement. Customize your resume for your job target. You need to customize yourself, and you also try to use action verbs because it creates strong impact on the reader. Let's say you are motivated graduate and you have created many things, you have analyzed many things, you have coordinated activities. Try to input them, and those are the don'ts for CV preparation. CV එක නමන්න එපා. Avoid folding your CV. මේක 2 3 4 නමල් දාන්න එපා. Try to have a A4 size envelope if you are sending via mail. And don't include irrelevant information. That's what I said earlier. Also previous salary, unapproved awards, prices, publication. If they are not proved, don't include them. Say what you did, not what you think. Only include what you did exactly, not what you think you did it. Also some personal information we discuss. Unusual font size, stylish letters, try to avoid them, and avoid repeating information. Don't repeat it here and there. And also avoid personal pronouns, like every time you are saying I did this, my name is, and I got this. Don't include these things. Don't outsource this. Now you know how to do it yourself. That's what you need to do, right? Sometimes we need a covering letter. We are not discussing it. You can easily find this online also. I have mentioned what you need to for a covering letter. It's a simple letter. In the middle paragraph you need to briefly describe your education and experience, and it will target it to the company you are applying for. And some CV writing tips are there. Here I mention only one. Ask someone to review your CV. That's very important. After finishing your writing your CV, give it to someone who knows it very well. Then try to review that CV, get reviewed. So what you need to do is write your CV now, right? So do planning, then write CV. Try to do it tomorrow maybe or today night. Then remember your CV is your selling tool in another couple of years, right? If you find the right link to the industry, if you show your armor, that's mean how powerful you are, then your CV should speak. We commonly say CVs are not speaking. අපි යවන CV කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. That's why we are calling for you an interview because we need to see you. But a strong CV, well prepared one will speak, and it should be a solid one, right? So try to do planning, then forecast your future, start working, then try to excel your work in your career, right? So we are in 2020. You can do it right now. So if you plant the right seed now, then you will get dollars. As I said, 500. You can double it in 5 years. Then after 10 years, you get $2,500. That's mean 5 lakhs in Sri Lankan rupees. So right. So we spent 1 hour on this one. So now we are going to discuss about interview part. So hope you are not bored at this looking at discussion or the what I am explaining here. So since we discussed with the Rotaract Club of Badulla, we were planning to have 1.5 hour session. So let's move quickly into the interview part. So at the end of this CV preparation session, what I need to say is you can do it very easily. So but I will show you one practical way how you can develop this one, right? So let's move into that. I'll stop screen sharing for a while. Then what we are going to do now is we are going to write a CV online. So for that, very easily you can get help of Google. I'll do screen sharing again. Yes. Here we go. I think you can clearly see it. Now you can type in Google best CV templates and you get many then. And you need to type free download. Then you can see that there are many online CV templates available. Then you can select any and very easily you can get help of these. And also I want to point out that many of these CVs available online now, you need to pay for them. But there are some, if you type free download, then you can easily find one which gives you at least limited part of the CV free of charge. So we select one here. This is novoresume.com. So we'll get direct into this one. When you move there, you can see that yes, there are resumes, there are CVs, there are cover letters. So with the help online, you can develop it very easily. So we will select CV here, and there are many CV types. You can see that there are creative, there are simple, modern, and functional CVs. I will select modern CV here. Then they are asking to sign in. Then I will use Google sign up. Via Google, before that you need to give your consent to the terms and privacy policy. Then you can sign up using Google. Then I will go with my Gmail account. Right, now they will be directed you to Nova receive, right? Then they have already extracted my information because I am logging via my Gmail account. Now they know that I am Jagat Koltilaka and they have included everything. Now what you need to do is, they know my Gmail address, phone number we need to include. Now what you need to do is, you start typing here. That's all you need to do. For that, now first thing in a CV, you need to give a short and engaging pitch about yourself. A short, we can say simply profile statement. How you can describe yourself. That's one of the hardest one to prepare. You need to, with 2 sentences maximum, you need to describe yourself. I'll show you one thing what I did before. This is one question, something like, who am I? In your CV, you put your name, then you write, who am I? So this is what I did for the industry, this presentation. Here I am saying that I am Jagat Kulatilaka, and at the first sentence I am saying that I am an academic keen on media and tourism research. Something like that you need to develop about yourself. Then I say, according to that requirement, I travel, I stay, I see, I feel, then I study, and I find and try to find again. And I am an explorer, because this is a travel related stuff. So something like that you need to include in your CV as your profile statement. Right? Then, here I am putting, I am an academic. Then you can move into your study, your education. Then put your degree. Let's say you get BSc in Industrial Information Technology. And you can easily mention your university and the year you got it and what city it located. They are asking because if it is from a foreign country, and the GPA and the courses you have, major courses you got, everything are readily available in this CV format. You can put your phone number there. You can save everything, and you can put your skills there. Then if you go to add skill, then you can add this skill. If you go to language, you can there are languages course. Now let's say if you are really proficient in English language, you can if it is 5 out of 5, that means you are a native speaker. And maybe you have bilingual proficiency, that means you are expert in 2 languages, both 2, Sinhala and English, right? That skill you can put, and very easily you can add interest into the CV. And your work, when it moves to work experience, just put the title. Let's say now I was a multimedia officer in Marg Engineering, multimedia officer. Then the place Marg Engineering. Then from which year to which year, and if you are working there present, you can tick it. And the city, the company description, it's a construction firm, you can say, and any achievements you got from that particular company, awards, and contact person, everything you can include in this online format. Also any organizations or affiliations you have, and all the certificates you have, you can put the certificate name, and you can verify the dates, and personal projects you undertaken, and all other achievements, awards, everything very easily you can input in a online CV, right? So try this one. It's novoresume.com. I am here only highlighting one, but there are many number of online sites available there. So I'll send you this link also to you. Then you can start writing your CV. Right. Hope now you have a kind of idea about CV preparation. Now let's move into final part. This will take only I think another 20 minutes. Yes. Before that, before we move into interview skills, shall we go for some questions about CV preparation? If you have any questions. And don't hesitate to ask questions here.
Excuse me, sir?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. Is there any question? Then if not, we can move to the next session also.
Hello?
Yes, I can listen.
Sir,
I hear you.
do we need to include still following courses or the work that we are not yet finished in a CV?
That means you are still following it. Now let's say you are third year, now you are still you are undergraduate. Yes, exactly, you need to mention it. And because now there is a chance, possibility, let's say you are in fourth year second semester, then you are undergoing the industrial training, but you haven't finished your undergraduate course yet, and you are applying for a job. Then what you need to do is you can clearly mention that I have completed up to 4.1 for fourth year first semester, and I am currently undergoing my industrial training there. Then what is important is I have successfully completed all the examination. You need to finish according to your schedule. That's mean up to 4.1 you have completed, you have successfully passed everything. That's mean there is no repeat courses. So that means you have, then they have idea that there is only 2 months to go, then you get the graduation, you get the this degree certificate. So with that idea, then they can give you a chance. So that's why we are asking you to every time, if you are following something, yes, better to put it, but clearly put that I am following this course. Am I answered your question, Ishini?
Yes, sir.
Good. Is there any question?
Yes, sir. I also have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
If I'm applying for the position of marketing assistant,
Okay.
will it be an advantage of having certificates for extracurricular activities like music, drama, dancing, or etc.?
Now that's good question. Now you are applying for a marketing manager position. Then now the general idea is to become a marketing manager, you need to have marketing knowledge, professional qualification or part qualification in marketing like SIL, then maybe BSc degree in or BBM in marketing or management. That's what our general idea. Then you have a second thought that whether I need to put music, your talent in music, drama, are they really relevant to your CV? Yes, of course, because marketing itself is doing a drama, right? If you know how to act in front of people, it's an added qualification for you. What you do, what we really do in industry doing marketing, I did marketing for years. What we do in front of people is we are acting, we are selling our company, and we are the actors, representative actors of the company. If you are brand managers or marketing executives or managers, then if you are fond of music, That's when you have a kind of sensitive mindset up to understand. If you can understand, if you have that sense, that's mean you can understand people, life, and friends. That's what marketing is all about. To find out what people really like, preference. That's what they do via Facebook now, right? They try to understand your preferences. Then they send you messages to your mobile device. So these areas, especially aesthetic, and also now for another instance, if you have that type of experience, like if you know excel in music, drama, sports, it's really suits for HR even. So many industries, they are not focusing only the professional experience, but also some many other extracurricular activities. Yes, if you have, you need to put them. They will give you additional marks for them. I hope you got the answer.
Yes, sir, I got.
Good.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, you can raise.
Can you tell us, by your experience, what would be the best type of CV to get the work done? Like as undergraduates, when I check this website, there are different types of resume types.
Yes.
So, what do you think is the best type that we need to make our CV?
There is no best type. It depends on the job you are applying, right? Now let's say you are doing something about you are applying for a PhD position or research assistant position in a university, PhD position in a foreign university. Then this maybe this chronological CV is not supported. Maybe you need to go for a functional CV, and maybe you need to develop more in-depth CV because they are thinking about your academic background. It depends on the company you are targeting, the job position you are targeting. Only thing, you are the one who going to decide which one suits me best, right? So that's why I always say that don't try to have one CV for one particular thing. For the company, for the higher education, you cannot send the same CV. So different tasks for different objectives, you need to update and amend your CV according to the requirement. So you are the one going to decide that this CV will suit for my purpose. No one can, this is the best CV type.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Welcome. So with that, since time is ticking now, we'll move into the final part. That's how to face an interview. Yes. And I will share my screen. Yeah, you can see that, right? So this is one biggest challenge many of you have, maybe how to face an interview, because facing interview is a skill. Even interviewing from the company side, interviewing participants also is a skill. So from our side, since you are going to face many interviews in near future, let's discuss how we can basically get idea this one, because this is a lengthy topic, but very quickly we will have try to develop some tips. One is initially there are 4 areas. One is preparation part, then how we can handle the real-time facing interview, then finally we'll have some tips. If it is interview, when it comes to interview, preparation is the key. We say prep is the key. Without preparation, please don't go for an interview, because when you come and when you sit and when you start talking, we know that you haven't prepared for this one. So getting prepared is the key for interviews. You need to prepare really well for an interview. Now that doesn't say that Getting prepared means having a good dress. ගොඩක් අය හිතන්නේ ඉන්ටර්වියු එකට යනකොට ලෑස්ති වෙනවා කියන්නේ හොඳට ඇඳගෙන යන එක. That's not the preparation. Right? What you need to do is you need to prepare. Like under COVID conditions, they say you need to test. For interviews, you need to prepare. Right? More preparation, much preparation will work there. Right? How you need to prepare? Before we move into this one, I'll show you one slide. So, common mistakes we made at the job interview. Now, one common mistake is 40% out of in this research it says 40% having little or no knowledge of the company is the most common mistake job seekers make during interviews. ලොකුම බරපතලම අපි දකින දුර්වලතාවය තමයි තමන් ඉල්ලුම් කරන ආයතනය ගැන කිසිම අදහසක් දලා අදහසක් ඒගොල්ලන්ට නැහැ. They don't have an idea about the company they are applying for. This is the one major failure we have seen so far. What you need to do is at the preparation level is try to find all the information about that company. Now it's very easy. There is a website, most of the companies have. There is library, you can have access and you can go there and read. Now for example, if you want to know about the newspaper advertisement, කවුරුහරි කියනවා පත්තරේ ඇඩ්ඩයක් දාලා තමයි තිබුණේ මේක කියලා. You go to the library and you can see a big article there and it says many things about that company. You can get an idea. And from friends you can very easily find it. Let's say you are applying for IT company, then there are many friends, your seniors working there, you can talk to them and you can get information. Also you can search the industry and you can see that there are industry professionals working. You can, if you have contacts, you can talk to them, get information about the company, get information about that organization, then try to know about the job they are offering. Then you know how you can do this one. So from the employer, from the company side, what they are looking for, they think about your skills as we map them into our CV. They are thinking your skills are transferable, adaptable to according to their requirement. ඔයාගේ තියෙන හැකියාවන් ඒගොල්ලන් ප්‍රයෝජනයට ගත හැකි, ඒවා හරවා ගත හැකි, ඒවා අනුවර්තනය කරන්න පුළුවන් ඒ ආයතනයේ ප්‍රයෝජනය. And you are flexible. They are going to check whether you are flexible or not. They are going to check whether you are dependable or not. That's mean what you can do it alone. You are going after many people. And the teamwork ability, that's one thing in interview they are checking whether you can work with teams. Team means in the sense you can work with diverse people. Venas අය එක වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන්. This is a big problem graduates have in Sri Lanka. Teamwork problem they have is they think we are graduates. And we have spent now 4 years time in university and we are not here to work under these O-level pass or A-level pass people. If it is your attitude, then you are not a team player, right? Team working means working with different people, with diverse people. Industry is like that. Industry, they have different people who belongs to, who possess different academic qualification, but work experience wise, they are super than you. They have excellent managerial skills. Maybe they don't have a single paper qualification about marketing, but they know how to sell things. But you have a BSc degree in marketing, right? So that's teamwork. Productivity, how much you are productive enough to work, creative thinking and problem solving. Now modern interviews, it's not only a one face-to-face interview. maybe HR manager and one HR assistant and other one from the administration, three of them will sit and they will do a 5 minutes face-to-face interview. If you are get selected, then you will call for a second interview, which will be in that second interview they are going to take only the selected candidates and they will put you into teams. They will give you one assignment for a limited time, let's say 1 hour. Then you need to work together and you need to do a presentation together. Then they will check whether you are working with the team and whether you are going to highlight yourself in the team, you are letting others down, and also they will check how capable you are working with team and how flexible you are and how your knowledge is transferable into one single activity given, something like that, and many other problems. Now let's say in IT they can give you many assignments to solve problems, to fix things. And also they will check organizational skills, how well you communicate, how you converse with others, and maybe some assignment to check your leadership. And basically everyone knows that they will check your communication patterns and how you are going to talk to customers, and also how you can, whether you are a good learner, right? So that's what from company side they are looking at the interview, at yourself. Also one other mistake many people doing now, as one student said, which is the best CV for us. හොඳම CV එක මොකක්ද? Online එකේ දැන් තියෙනවානේ ගොඩක්. You can download very easily. Then you make one European style wonderful CV. You take it and you go to the job interview. You put it. And they take it and they raise one question from what is this competency? And when they ask that question, you don't know how to answer it. One thing, if you write something in your CV, you should know everything about your CV, in-depth knowledge, because it's all about yourself. So know your CV well. Try to have a good CV, it's a must. Also, bring a copy of your CV to the interview, provide it to the employer. Also, keep one copy with you. Then if you forget something, for example, they will ask you, what is your GPA? Now with the nervousness and everything you forget it. Then at least you can turn pages and you can look at it and see. Maybe they will ask how many months when you start working there. Maybe you forget it. Then at least you have a copy. Right? Anyhow, I am not asking that you need to turn pages and everything every time. No, you need to know all these details because it's all about yourself. Right. Now, also you need to prepare to answer common questions. That means commonly they will raise many questions. One major problem I have seen so far. Now, one's common question is, they will say, right, when you will go into the interview room and you will say very simply, good morning. Very first you will ask, may I come in? They will say yes. Then you will go there and you will read, good morning, yes, have a seat. Then you will sit down. Then you say, they will ask you documents. Then having one thing, very quick look, and they will say, yes, can you describe about yourself? Then what you are going to tell? Then you come to the desk and say, I am Jagat Kulatilaka and I am from Virigama. I work in Royal University. This is what you are saying. Many of you are saying like that. Your name, where are you from, and the school you attended, university you attended, and this is something like when the nursery teacher says, can you, or the grade 2 teacher says, can you do myself today, can you explain yourself? The same thing for years you are saying. This is not the question they are asking. Can you describe yourself means you just say your name. I am Jagat. Hi, I am Jagat. And I'm a media scholar and practitioner. I work in social media. I study. I do this engage in research in social media. Also, I excel in marketing communication. And my hobbies are watching movies. I really like cinema. I have studied it. Something like that. Not yourself. My father is this, my mother is this. I have two grandparents. I have sister. This is not the stuff they are asking, right? So prepare for some common questions like that, and they will ask, what are your biggest strength? What is your strength? How strong you are in one particular area. And also they will ask you, what do you want to work? Why do you want to work for us? Ayo ape company ට එන්න කැමති. Ayo අපිට වැඩ කරන්න කැමති. Why you like our company, not that one? They will ask. Then you need to know about that company. Then you should justify how your capabilities, skills, attitudes, knowledge, everything you have suits for that particular designation or the position available. වාගේ තියෙන හැකියාවන් ඒ ඉල්ලලා තියෙන තනතුරට ගැලපෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා කියන්න. Also, you prepare to ask at least 2 questions from them. They will say, do you have any questions to ask from us? ඒගොල්ලෝ අහන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාට අපෙන් දැනගන්න මොනවද කියලා. No. I am not to ask any question from you because you are the one who is going to interview. No. You should have at least 2 questions. For example, let's say, are you working on Sundays even? You can ask. Maybe, are you allowed us to work, wear casual dress on Saturday? Something like that. Because I used to work like that, you can say, right? So try to have at least 2 questions. And those are general questions, but try to have a specific one like what is the next year plan for you? What is the next year upcoming project you have? I would like to take that project and I would like to work, something like that, right? So then final one is you should prepare how you really match that company. And also another common question we have is they will exactly ask you how much salary you want. Now you know that you should have a clear answer. Yes, as a startup salary I need 75,000 rupees. Let's say at least as a startup salary with all allowance I need 50,000. Clearly say that part. Don't think that if you say 50, the one who says 40 will get the job. Because they are thinking that if you say if you give a solid answer like 50, they know that you are a unique person and also you are a solid one. Because you demand yourself. You know that you are strength. Right. So with that we are coming to the last part of our presentation. Those are very common things, but we will quickly go through this. You need to dress professionally. One tip. Dress professionally means it never says that you need to wear a sari or you need to come with a office suit. You need to come up with a appropriate attire. That's the idea. If it is a private company maybe you can go with a business attire. If you are applying for a fashion design something, you can wear a denim and t-shirt and go there. No issue. There is no universal theory. This is the professional dress. This is the approved dress for an interview. But in Sri Lankan culture, in most of the government jobs and many private sector in job interviews, they hope that you come up with a kind of professional dress, professional attire. But what is very important is not having a good dress. Yes, dress will make one first impression, a good one. But what is really important is who is inside that dress, what you are going to tell them, and what are the capabilities and skills you are exhibiting there, you are showing there. That is what is really important, right? And one tip for you: please wear your dress, have at least a selfie photo, check whether your attire is okay, and just go and sit and talk. And don't adjust your attire in front of the interview panel. Now, for example, when you wear a sari, you have a lot of things to do with the sari. Don't do it. Have a final look, make sure your attire is okay, then sit confidently and just talk. Right? That is what you need to do in an interview. Timekeeping, that's mean punctuality, exactly, they will monitor it. Don't be late to any interview. Make sure you go there before 15 minutes earlier. And other things, introduce yourself with lot of confidence. Don't say I am from here, I am this much of, I am 45 years old, or your age. Yourself, myself talk, don't produce. Try to have a good profile statement, what you include in your CV. Try to introduce yourself, showing that your knowledge, your skills, your attitude, way you think about the world of work, everything. And don't forget to smile. Don't be too serious. Try to smile. Be natural. One common problem everyone have is you become nervous. You get sweat, you get all this stuff happens in front of the interview panel, and also you forget everything. So anyhow, don't forget to smile. Don't smile like a fool, but smile, try to have a pleasant smile, and be natural. Don't overact there. Don't do acting there. Be natural. And try to speak with confidence. That's what really important in an interview. And don't do this one also. So many of them doing this because when they get familiar with the interview panel, they stay close to the desk and they try to get into the desk. May desk ke nagin hadan depa, right? Stay where you are with a firm position. And try to be open and honest. Don't tell lies there. So those are the common tips for on the day of the interview. And others also, this is what we discussed. And also make sure you thank your interviewers at the end of the interview session, because many of the participants or the applicants, without thanking, they vanish, right? Try to thank them for giving the chance to talk at least. Then you can secure that in the next time you can get a chance of that vacancy, right? So also show that you can be part of them, because if you are a good listener, some people before they raise the question, they start telling the answer. Just wait and listen, and show them you are a good team player. And also show them you are a good hard worker, and also show them you are expert in your field of study. So it's better to go through this one. I think this is not clear in your screen, but when I share this one, go through this one. Those are the common mistakes many people make in the interview time. Now, for example, 60% of them are not making eye contact. When they give, now for example, they will ask how much salary you got. Salary, then you look at the ceiling and you calculate it. Mage නායකය වන්න තියෙනවා මේ ටික ගෙදරට යවන්න 75,000. Never lose your eye contact with your interviewer, right? Lack of smile, don't forget to smile. Bad posture, where you sit. Some people sit like this, and also make sure mobile phones Some people put them into vibrate mode, and when you touch the desk, everyone can hear it's vibrating, right? And make sure you are not crossing arms. For example, they will ask you why you have quit your previous company. Your calling company එක දාලා. Then you are going to explain that no, that company is really bad and they are doing this stuff. You cross your arms. Don't do that. That's mean if you cross your arms like this, you are not open for communication. Making අදහස් වෙන්නේ අපි sannivedana කරන්න කැමති නැහැ කියන සංඥාව, right? So and ticketing, many people used to do many, they have habits. When we become anxious, we do many things without knowing to us, because those are common habits. කොණ්ඩේ තියෙන ළමයි ගෑනු ළමයි කොණ්ඩ හදනවා, and various stuff you are doing. And maybe if you have a wristwatch, and sometimes when you have mobile phone, you knock on it and you turn it, various stuff. Don't do that, shows exactly you are nervous. Just look at the eyes and talk in a pleasant way. That's what you need to do. Making eye contact means not looking directly at the people like this. Let's say you have 3 interviewers, then don't look at them and them, right? Be natural. When you talk to people, try to pan from one to another one, and also target on the who raised the question. That's what you need to do, right? So this is what I have explained there. So I think you can get a clear understanding now about facing interviews. So I discussed with this one with the Rotaract Club also. That's mean participating or taking part or facing an interview cannot be taught online. So I hope we can do something, maybe even online we need to prepare for that one. Maybe we can do a role play. We can do a kind of drama in front of you. Maybe we can do a real interview session in front of you. Then you can understand what are the mistakes you made and how professionally you can appear there. And maybe we can show you what is the professional attire you need to wear and everything like that. So that will work more than this, like looking at a screen and listening. It's really hard to get an idea, but I think that you get a kind of general idea about how you can face an interview, as well as writing a CV. So it's almost 6 o'clock. I will summarize very quickly. What we did today was I gave you introduction about how you can prepare yourself for your coming future after next couple of years. If you want to be a boss, if you want to be a really good employee, you need to prepare from today onwards. And because you need a lot of preparation, and you need to smarten, and you need to strengthen yourself, and you need to smart yourself, and you need to gather all the possible skills, and you need to fulfill all the requirements they are asking. So try to polish your skills, try to develop your competencies, and then try to excel in the knowledge area you are looking for. Then what we did today was we did discuss about CV writing. So we discuss about types of CV and what you need to include and how you can write, and finally how we can do something, how we can write something with the help online. Finally, what we discussed today was how to face an interviews, the common tips, and some do's and don'ts at the interviews, and how you can face the interview in a confident manner. So I hope you get kind of idea, and I would like to thank Rotaract Club of Badulla for giving me this opportunity. And what we really expect from you is try to convert this experience you get today into practice. So one thing you can do today, start download one online format, maybe take a piece of paper, write your CV, get your laptop, start typing it, look at some good CVs, typing, then send it to someone, get review, then develop, look at your CV and try to get an idea what are the skills, attitudes, knowledge, experience you have. Then you can get an idea that whether I really suits for my industry, right? So it will be give you a kind of really good plan for your future. So with that, we will conclude our session today. Uh, yes, thank you very much for spending your valuable time online and also for listening for me for almost 2 hours. And now we have very limited time for raise questions. Maybe we can wait for 2 or 3 questions. It's time for Q&A. Are all muted?
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
My experience is it's like looking at chessboard or something. Dam lalak diha balak inna wage. It's like only if you have at least a photo, right? When you go online, try to have a good photo for yourself. That's also like a CV.
Excuse me, sir.
Someone is talking. I can't hear you clearly.
Is it okay now?
Hello.
Hello. Excuse me, sir.
All right. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Now.
Okay, so what factors should we consider when participating in online interviews?
Online. Good question. Now there is a potential for conduct online interviews in this world, right? Now we know that now in very coming near future in our university also they are going to conduct many online interviews. And this is like this. Now you don't have this experience since you have muted yourself and you have switched off your video. Now for me it's very obvious. One thing, as I said in face-to-face interview, you need to keep eye contact. Similarly, in an online interview, you need to look at the camera in front of you have. This cannot be done when you present something. That's why I am looking at a different area, not looking at the camera directly because I am presenting from my own screen. But when you face to an online interview, make sure you are looking at the camera clearly and you are not looking here and there, right? Then in nature of online interviews means beforehand you need to submit all the other documents to them. Then make sure you have send them proven documents. So normal practice is, let's say you are sending your documents to a foreign university, then you have to verify your documents and also you need to justify, maybe from attorney at law, maybe from the embassy, that particular embassy, and maybe if you are applying for something in France or Germany, then you need to translate your documents into those languages. Similarly in Japan and Korea, and then you need to have the same document you send to them when you face the online interview. You need to have the same document, because sometimes you send a different one to them and you have an updated one with you, right? So don't do that. Try to have, because you may send it before 3 months ago and they are calling for the interview after 3 months, then your CV has changed maybe. So don't do that. Please keep in mind, download the same one if you send via email, download the same one and get a copy of that one. Make sure you have all the documents in your hand when you engage in online, and also make sure your technology, your communication interface. Now let's say you are doing engage in Skype or Zoom or whatever platform, make sure these are working. Whether try to do a test run with someone else, make sure your camera is working, and make sure your voice is heard enough. Check whether your audio devices are working well, and also make sure that you are not interrupted when you engage in the meeting. Now for example, I have locked my door, right, to make sure that my two kids are not entering into my room, right? Now what will happen, now these days we are experiencing when we do a Zoom conference and meetings, we can see people are coming, moving here and there. So make sure you have a secure room where you stay in a convenient place for talking for that particular time. And that's all we need, I think, because in online we don't have this human interaction physically, but all the other things will remain, like your attire, punctuality, the things the way you talk to people, and how you greet people, how you answer, and how you listen, how you justify yourself. Everything remains same. Hope you got an answer.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Welcome. Any other question? No one is speaking, right? Ishini, are you there? Chanel, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Chanel, what we'll do now, shall we wind up the session now? Shall we wait for another few questions?
Sir, currently there are no questions popping up, I guess.
Okay, then how we can wind up the session?
Yes, sir. Thank you for sparing your time to do this session for us and at a short notice. And I think it was helpful for each and every one of us who was here today. And it will be available on YouTube, on the YouTube channel of Badulla University. So if anyone is willing to refer that, you all can even refer that later. And after this session, we'll be sharing the slides of the slides via email. So you could refer them, and you could contact us at any time. And thank you again, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Modi from Badulla University.
Okay.
And sir, I have a few announcements to the other participants as well.
Great.
So I think I hope you all enjoyed the discussion, the bossing future. That was indeed a wonderful, clear, and a very informative session. So, sir, on behalf of the hosting club, Rotaract Club of Badulla, I would like to thank you, Mr. Jagat Kulatirka, the Senior Lecturer of Badulla University, for your contribution, sir. Thank you very much for your effort to make this event success. Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome, Chamodi. Then we'll conclude the session.
Yes, sir.
Conclude the session by thanking everyone coming online and spend your valuable time with us, and also spending your data for this one. And
yes, sir, today we have got several participants from other Rotaract clubs as well.
Very good. Great to hear that. So we'll try to keep this contact further, and I hope Rotaract Club will organize similar events like this where everyone get benefit. Right, then
yes, we have 2 more upcoming events.
Okay.
In this then you can see the other sessions as well.
Sure.
So thank you sir, and thank you guys for joining. And as Shena mentioned, our YouTube channel have all the details, so you can go there and watch it again and again the session, and you can have the exact idea. Thank you again sir, wonderful session.
Okay, thank you very much, then have a nice day. Bye.